Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your December 1st to the 15th, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Taurus. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Taurus, December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Taurus. December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Taurus. December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Awesome. And now let's see your chakra energy for this time. Taurus, December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Taurus. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. And we'll go through your chakra energy more in depth as we turn over the cards. So we first start off with creativity, which is the sacral chakra. Then we have visualization, which is the third eye chakra. And we have divine wisdom, which is the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above the crown. The left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side is the public arena, the public self. We have the Ace of Wands. So we have a gift coming to you right away. And we have the Magician, so you take this gift, absolutely. The Page of Swords, which is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, being a student of your mind. And you have the Ace of Cups, which again is a gift that you are taking in your inner self. So there's a tremendous amount of power around you and divine grace, which is exquisite. You then have the Queen of Swords. I love how you're going from a student in your inner self to a queen within your heart. It's like you know your emotions, but also your heart and your mind are coming together. You have the King of Swords. Oh, I love it when we have the King and the Queen of the same suit from the same deck come together. There is just power and brilliance and just it's a soulmate connection. It's a true love connection. It's falling in love with life again, and this power of the mind and the heart just soaring you to new heights. The Six of Wands is it's success. It's learning how to celebrate yourself. And we have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy. Time frame is August 23rd to September 22nd. Then we have the Seven of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, you coming through as a queen, which is brilliant, and the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and this is you definitely on more than one level, taking this gift of prosperity that is coming your way and leading you forward. So this is really quite amazing. During this time, you are going to have duality of energy around you. You have two queens, you have two kings. You do have the Magician that moves you more towards the sacred masculine energy than the sacred feminine. But of course, you will feel more at home within the kind of stepping back confines, like stepping into yourself and leading by a gentle truth and a sensual truth of the Queen of Swords, of the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, of the Queen energy that is here, the sacred feminine energy. So that's going to be very powerful for you. But there are going to be many moments where you take center stage, where you move yourself forward, where there's this passion and this brilliance and this coming together. But you do step back. And so here, let's look at your chakra energy. So we have divine wisdom, we have visualization, and we have creativity. So creativity is the sacral chakra. Now, the sacral chakra is where a lot of negative energy is held from this life and from past lives. So as we are looking at the creative energy around us, for you, Taurus, there is something here that has either been inherited through your DNA or inherited from past lives that has been keeping your creativity at bay, that has kept you from moving forward the way that you need to, the way that you want to, and that has kept you really stepping into your power as divinity dictates. So here there is a sense of moving through those barriers and really opening up the world, your power, your grace, your elegance, your eloquence to you and what you desire. And as you do so, you move forward in a greater truth of who you are, of where it is that you want to be, and of what you desire within your life. And as you feel these barriers falling down, you step into your truth. You step into your passion. You step into your brilliance. And it is profound for you. It really, really is. This energy comes over you. And it is the falling in love with life again. It is that creative energy that says, why not? Why do I have to move forward? Why do I have to move forward this way? Why can't I embrace my power, my brilliance, my understanding, and bring my uniqueness to the situation? And that's really within your personal self that this door is opening up. It's such a gift, and I love it that you have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups, because it's such an emotional gift, and this is your passion, your reason for getting out of bed in the morning, and this is your emotions, your truth, your power forward. And that creative energy is really, and that opening of the sacral chakra is really coming around your inner self and opening doors for you. There's visualization that is needed. Okay, this is the opening of the third eye chakra. This is seeing things more clearly, more openly, more honestly. And it is scientifically proven that the mind does not know the difference between what we imagine and what is real. So what we think has tremendous power. This is why the art of visualization is so important, because it can really pinpoint. It's like, okay, see yourself doing the thing, doing whatever it is that you really want to do, and then see the tidal wave of negative emotion, of doubts, of fears, of anger, of upset, of upheaval that is keeping you back, that is saying, oh no, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? Or why do you think this is even possible? And that here is what we embrace with the art of visualization. It's also having a goal and sitting there and seeing us achieving that goal, seeing you, Taurus, achieve that goal, move forward in that passion, in that power, in that brilliance. So you can sit there and say, well, it doesn't work. If you just visualize, things don't happen. And it's like, true. There also needs to be action to it. But if you start to visualize, and if you open up your third eye, and as your third eye opens, you embrace your truth, you embrace what needs to be seen, you embrace this deep divine wisdom that comes your way, you start to see yourself in a place of power, in a place of happiness, in a place of peace. And that opens the world to you profoundly and exquisitely. Because your mind says, well, I already see myself being able to move forward in this power. And now I get to start living it on my earthly plane, through my earthly self. And that's going to be something that is really quite wonderful for you. And that's what leads you to the divine wisdom. The soul star chakra, which is located 6 inches above your crown, starts blessing you with wisdom, with insight, with deeper understanding. And you're like, oh, is that it, isn't it? Oh my gosh, this is what I've been looking for. This is what I've been seeking. This is what I've desired. And it opens up the world for you powerfully and beautifully and really quite exquisitely. Okay. Now let's see the people who will be aiding you during this time. Who are the people who will be aiding Taurus? December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Taurus. Who are the people who will be aiding Taurus? December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, these two. Okay. Fantastic. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Wonderful. So we start here with the Death card. This is Scorpio energy. This is a person, and Scorpio time frame is October 23rd to November 21st. This is a person who looks at the darker side of life. Not all the time, but this is a person where you'll be talking to them or they'll be saying something, because this energy can impact you through any form of media. And it doesn't have to be that this person is strictly a Scorpio. It can be that there's a lot of Scorpio in their chart somewhere that you don't know, but the energy around them really can be defined by the Scorpio energy. And this is a person who sees the shadow selves, okay, of people, of themselves, and they'll come out with something that is like wickedly, darkly funny, and you'll be looking at it and you're like, well, I didn't expect that from you. I didn't expect you to see the world that way or say it out loud. And there's a power here to this. There's a power to looking at, all sides of life, all sides of consciousness, all sides of who we are, and owning that power. Because the person who is truly powerful isn't the person who says, oh, I can never do something terrible. It is the person who says, I see that could be done. Like, I see where the human psyche can be pushed to that, but I'm not. I'm not going to embrace the monster. And that's power. That's power. That's the difference between those people who sit there and they're like, oh, too helpless to understand, and those people who have this force of personality to them. And it's like, oh no, I've walked through fire. And I understand more than maybe I even wanted to. And this is going to be an energy for you, Taurus, that is really quite beautiful and really quite brilliant. And it moves you to the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It moves you to really being inspired by people who embrace their passion, who burn their fire and burn it brightly. It's like, this is who I am. This is who I need to be. This is who I want to be. And this is how I'm moving forward towards what I desire. And that's going to be really quite powerful for you. This is a person who lives their passion, who's not afraid of rolling up their sleeves. And Taurus, you are a person who really values somebody who works hard. And that's going to be the embodiment of the Queen of Wands. They work hard, they're dedicated, they're determined, they have this fiery personality where you're just kind of, and this is in the best possible way, you're tickled by what they say. You're like, oh my goodness, that is that is so blunted to the point, but in such a beautiful, passionate way. And it inspires you. This really does move you forward. And you're looking at things. And it can be that you get inspired through a movie, through a book, through, any form of media, through art. And it's like, oh, wow, this was bold. This was brazen. This burns with the fire of passion and truth and determination. And you embrace that. You're taking that in. That becomes part of your creative energy. Oh, I'm so excited for you because there's such a force to your personality, to what you want, to the way that you're moving forward during this time. And it brings you to the star, which is Aquarius energy, time frame January 20th to February 18th. It is the passion of your truth. The star is the highest form of man's perfection. And so as we look at the highest form of man's perfection, it's like, this is what I desire for my life. This is what I need. And divinity looks down at us and says, I see you. I see what you need. I see what you desire. I see how you want to move forward. And I embrace your truth. I embrace your grace. And the star, what is the sun but our closest star? So here, there is a sense of pouring the healing waters forward because you're having a glimpse at that true happiness, of that brilliance, and that the world is full of that brilliance. It's not just going to be confined to one star in the sky, to our sun. And so here we have the Ace of Wands. This says new adventures. And the Ace of Wands is passion and determination and fire and the reason for getting out of bed in the morning. And what is exquisite is you're crowned by a gift. You're rooted by a gift. And, in the center, in one of the center cards, you're taking all these gifts and you're embracing your magic. And the magic, for me, is not conjuring magic, though it can be if that's what you're into and that's what you believe in. For me, it is the God's head that lives within. It is seeing that there is so much more to our power, to our brilliance, than we could ever know. It's kind of like the brain. We only use a small portion of our brain. And it's like we only use a small portion of ourselves within this world. What if we used more? What if we embraced more? What if we went more deeply into our passion, into what we desire, into what we hope, into what we need? And that's where the magic comes from. And that's what you're deeply committed to. It almost becomes a sacred truth to you during this time. That's what is a sacred mission for you as you move forward, as you embrace your passion and your grace and your determination and your fire. You embrace what you love. And this magic comes forward. You stand before the altar of your existence. People start taking note of you, and you start taking note of yourself. Instead of thinking, oh no, I couldn't possibly, and this couldn't possibly be me. It's like, this is me. This is my power. This is my truth. This is where I stand and what I stand for. And it brings you to the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is vigilance. The Page of Swords is being a student of your mind. It's being vigilant. It's being determined. It's looking at things. It's cutting through doubts and fears and embracing power and grace and, the heights that you want to soar to. It's like, I know that there is more out there for me, and I'm taking it in. I know that there is greater truth for me, and I'm taking it in. Knowledge becomes very important. And this knowledge guides you. This knowledge evolves you. This knowledge helps you embrace your heart, your soul, and yourself. You have this great link here with being a student of your mind. It's like asking the questions, seeking deeper, cutting through doubts and fears. And by cutting through doubts and fears, it seems so trivial. It's kind of like you're hedging, you're shaping bushes. It's like, no, you're cutting through the doubts and the fears that have held you back. It's like you're cutting a path for yourself to move forward. And you're forging your own path and your own truth. And as you do so, you embrace what you love. You embrace the questions that need to be answered in order for you to thrive, and the knowledge you need to gather in order for you to shine with brilliance. And as you do so, emotions come forward, and you're rooted in emotions during this time. So you're crowned with new beginnings, and you're rooted in emotions, which can actually make things a bit intense, because it's like, am I moving forward the right way? Am I embracing my emotions the right way? Do I know what it is that I want? Do I know what it is that I need? And here, you are moving forward with this anointing coming over you. When we have the Ace of Cups, we embrace our emotions, but we also embrace so much that has held us back. It's the hurts, the pains, the disappointments, the angers, the upheavals, the chaos. And as you move forward in your emotional truth, you move forward in your passion and your power. As you move forward in your emotional understanding, divinity is washing away a lot of the doubts, a lot of the fears, a lot of the negativity that has held you back for too long. And as you embrace your beauty forward, you embrace what you love. You embrace and you clear away so much of that has been holding you back. And by doing so, it's not that you hide it away in the deep, dark recesses of your mind. It's like divinity brings it to the forefront. It has you looking at things and saying, this is my heart, this is my soul, this is myself, this is my pain, this is my disappointment, this is where my tears and my shattering has come from as a human being. And I wash away the hurt, the pain, and I embrace it. I embrace that this has forged me. I embrace that this has made me. But it's kind of like when you forge a sword or when you forge metal, you need to cool it. So after it is hammered, you stick it into water so that it cools, so that it sets. And that's what you're doing here. It's like you're having that water pour over you so that it can cool, it can set, and you can see the way that you need to move, what you need to embrace in order to truly empower you, in order to truly embolden you. And it moves you to the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is power. Now, the King and the Queen of Swords, we have power and we have structure. Without power of self and structure of personage, we don't move forward. We become willy-nilly and we float and we, never really choose a path or a way forward. And here, for me, the King and Queen of Swords, they're the warrior king and queen. And within your heart, you have a warrior spirit. It has been forged. There's a lot of you that has been forged through fire. Hurts, pains, disappointments, one disaster after another after another. And the thing with you, Taurus, that people don't really see or people don't understand, you're so tenacious and you're so beautifully stubborn and you're so, you dig your heels in and you're like, no, I'm not going to fall apart. I'm not going to break. That they don't see how sensitive and how sensual your soul is. And you've been forged in truth that at times has brought you to your knees, that has brought you to nights where you cry quietly, alone, by yourself, trying to obtain that strength again, trying to embrace that power, that idea and ideal of who you have for who you are. And the fact that sometimes it feels so far away that it cannot be reached, but it can. It comes through healing. It comes through understanding. It comes through a brilliance of connection of self. And here with the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine playing such pivotal roles for you during this time, you embrace the throne that you thought was lost, or you didn't even know was there. The fact that your sensual, spiritual, kind, sensitive side of you has a place within this world. Because so often we don't think it does. We just don't. We think, wow, this is a real personality flaw. I can't be as hard as other people. I can't be as ruthless. I get hurt. And it takes time to heal. And people sit there and they say, well, it was a hindrance to you. This is a hindrance. But this is also one of your greatest gifts. It's not a hindrance. It might be a hindrance in the dog-eat-dog world of this world. This dog-eat-dog ideal and idea of this world. But who says you have to live that way? Who says you're happy living that way? You're cutting through a lot of nonsense, a lot of, a lot of overgrowth that has taken away your path. And now you are embracing your truth, your knowledge, your understanding, your passion, your power forward. And there is nothing and there is no one to stand in your way except for you. If you get too much in your own mind without your heart connected, you will stop yourself. If you get too much into your own emotion without your head to stop it, you will stop yourself. Here there needs to be a balance, because I am of the firm belief that we are emotional beings. And as emotional beings, we need to have our emotional self come into the picture of things. Come into and affect how we think, all right, how we want to move forward, what's true for us, what's sacred for us, what's powerful for us. And so as you embrace this knowledge, as you embrace this flight to new heights, you embrace you. And as you do so, you see the Six of Wands. You start to celebrate yourself. You start to sit there and say, this is success. And you say to yourself, what brings success? How can I be the person who fosters and embraces success within my life, my soul, my body, my being? And this is starting to celebrate yourself again. The Six of Wands for me, you know, I don't know about you, but I've had bosses that were wonderful and I've had bosses that were terrible. And when you have a boss or when you have somebody leading you, that makes you feel valued, that makes you feel loved, that makes you like not loved in a weird way. It's like loved in a, like you feel safe with them. And I'm calling that loved. It's like you're cared for as another human being. Like they see the spark of divinity inside you. You see the spark of divinity inside them. And it's like, wow, this is awesome. But then when you have that boss that doesn't see the spark of divinity within anybody and just sits there and piles more and more work upon you, you know, makes you dread going to work because no matter what you do, it's never going to be good enough. You know, which boss do you work harder for? Or do you run from? It's the boss that makes you feel valued, that you worked for, that you sit there and you're like, yeah, I'll give it my all. It's the boss that makes you feel like, you know what, I'm going to fail anyway, or you're not going to be happy with whatever I do. So why would I even try? That you don't work at all for, or you work just enough. And so with the Six of Wands, Divinity asks us, what type of boss are you for you? How do you lead yourself forward? Is it that no matter what you do, you'll never be good enough, you'll never do enough, and there will always be a list 1.5 miles long that you need to get to? And here it's looking at it, and it's like, no, stop. Stop and embrace the triumphs. And I know it's hard. I have such a hard time with this. It's like, yeah, but look at everything that needs to be done, and look at all the different ways that I'm not doing, you know, what I should be doing. And then when you start down that road, it's like a snowball coming. And it starts to make you really, really negative. Because if you're trying to get back to the earth of it, okay, to the earth of what you need to plant within yourself, but you have piles and piles and piles of snow that you need to shovel away in order to plant those seeds of greatness, in order to walk your path forward, you're already exhausted. There's already so much that needs to be done. You might sit there and say, well, why not let the sun just melt it? Because there's always more snow coming and coming and coming. And it can be like a blizzard. And so here, when you start to celebrate yourself, it's standing in your truth. It's sitting there and saying, this is me. This is what I want. This is what I need. This is who I am. And so you become the hermit. You embrace wisdom. You turn inward. And you say, what is it that I want? What is it that I desire? You have embracing a gentle touch, coming forward, embracing gentleness, which again is not something our world sits there and says, wow, you know, that's such a thing to honor within a person. It's still be ruthless, be, you know, gentle, like give this appearance of caring and being kind and being gentle and connecting, you know, but still be out for your own agenda. Still make yourself look really, really good. And I don't know for you, and I would assume if you found this channel, if you're still here this far into the video, it's the same for you. It's like that doesn't hold water anymore. I want to move forward in a love for my life and for myself and for what I need. And that's what you need to say. I want to move forward in a love for my life and myself and what I need and who I am. And so I have to intimately know me, my passion, my power, my desires for life. And that doesn't come when the world keeps on bringing more noise and more noise and more noise, where we're trying to prove ourselves always, always, always to everyone. And we'll never quite be enough. We see the magic that is around us, the connection to the change of power, of beauty, of truth, the fact that something so gentle as a rabbit and a deer can be so beautiful and so powerful and move us forward so lovingly. We turn inward and we say to the world, it's time to be quiet, just for a moment. Just for a moment, you don't get to steer my ship, I do. And as you embrace this, you have the Seven of Wands. Defense. You learn when to defend yourself and when to say, no, you're not worth my time. With the Seven of Wands, In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it is a person standing on a hill or, up above, and you have these wands, these people coming after the person. And it's like, okay, I have to fight. I have to fight all the time. And isn't that where our world puts us? In a fight or flight mode. Here, it's looking at things. It's like, okay, listen. Our world is very, very, very different than the one that our ancestors grew up in. When we were hunter-gatherers, and we've been hunter-gatherers for way longer, and we were hunter-gatherers for way longer than we are this group of civilized people that you see today, quote-unquote civilized people that you see today, this way where civilizations and cities rule. And so here, what we're looking at is we're looking at how to take the way that we evolved as social people, okay, as people who needed their clan, their tribe, their group, okay? But that group was like at max 50 people. It could have been more over time, but you really had that core group of like at most 50. To a world that we have today where you are interconnected with everybody. Everybody has a voice. Everybody shares their opinion. How do you know when to fight and when to say, no, you don't get to define me? What you see here, because you're embracing your sacred truth within yourself, okay? You have the repeat of the number 1 3 times. Divinity is giving you the repeat of the number 1 3 times within your inner self. This is your magic. This is, the God's head within. This is confidence within yourself. This is determination forward. This is brilliance. This is truth. And the 7 of Wands says, stand in your truth. Stand in your power. Do not fight every battle because you will be exhausted. And it's hard these days because we don't know. Our body, our minds haven't evolved to the point where we know this isn't a threat to us, like a physical threat to us. Because every time we get anxious, we get upset, we feel panicked, our body is saying, you're in danger. We have to act. And the danger isn't a bear coming or a wolf or a lion or, anything like that. The danger is more abstract now. And how do you handle the abstract? How do you handle the trolls? How do you handle the world saying one thing to you, or society saying you should be like this? You saying, but I want to be like this. How do you handle people trying to veer your life in the direction that they want, or the myriad and millions of hurts and pains and disappointments that happen day to day, but still know that you are powerful and you are safe and you are enough to achieve your goals and to move you forward? It's standing your ground. It's saying, I'm not a rug. Everybody doesn't get to walk all over me. But I'm also not going to constantly be in battle with the world around me because I'll never enjoy it. And as you come to that conclusion, you have the 6 of Cups here. 6 of Cups is memories. This can be a very nostalgic time for you. A time where you look back and it's like, wow, it was so better when. Or you look back and memories can also be very hurtful, especially the ones that kind of creep up into the forefront of our minds when we're trying to go to sleep at night. The negativity, the anger, the hurt that was spoken over you by people who were supposed to protect you, who were supposed to care for you. These are our pasts. And sometimes our memories keep us stuck. Keep us wearing that decaying wedding dress when it's time to take it off. And that's from Great Expectations. And I just read her name like today, and I still forget it. So it's just one of these things. So here, you are finding your truth. You're moving forward in it. You're embracing your passion. You're seeing it. But you have a lot to move forward from. A lot to sit there and say, the past doesn't get to define me. And I cannot stay in the past. I just can't. There's an old saying. It says, the past is a country you cannot go to again. The future is a country yet to be explored. The present is where you stand now. Make where you stand now count. Because so often We live in the past or we live in the future. And neither one of these things are helpful. The Queen of Pentacles. This is you, embracing growth, seeing the interconnectedness of things that is hard to understand at times, but seeing the way things work together, passion and power and prosperity that guides and becomes, embracing your wealth of self. There's a nurturing of the seeds that you are planting within your earth, within your being, within your soul. And the Queen of Pentacles says they have a right to grow. And this is growing more greatly, more powerfully, and more astoundingly than you could ever have realized. And it brings you to the King of Wands. Action. As you embrace this earthly plane, you have prosperity and abundance, and you have passion and determination, okay? You're embracing this earthly plane with force and with power, and people are seeing it. It's not, you will do what I want you to do. It's, I'm standing in my truth. I'm embracing my sacred light, and there is nobody who gets to extinguish it. I embrace me acting towards my greater good, in my great power, and in my abundance. Let's go deeper. Taurus. December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Taurus. Taurus. December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Taurus. Taurus. December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Taurus. Taurus. Angels. Ooh, goodness. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly. Fantastic. All right, and let's see the people we have to be mindful of during this time, Taurus. Who are the people that Taurus needs to be mindful of? December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Taurus. Who are the people that Taurus needs to be mindful of? December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. We have the King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is somebody who is cutting with their words and a bit vicious. Be mindful. Do not let them cut you down. Don't let their anger, okay? And this is being completely logical without any emotional feeling to it, okay? So you have a beautiful King of Swords here. So you have to come to an understanding during this time that there's this beautiful King of Swords within you, this beautiful logic and knowledge and quest of the truth and standing in your power and cutting through nonsense. And then there's going to be this energy that is the opposite of what you are moving towards. And this is a person that fights dirty, okay? That will cut you down at the knees, that will overwhelm you, and that will take away what you have worked so hard for. So don't let, and it's venom, don't let this poison take root inside of you. And they may not get it. They're like, these are the facts. This is how it is. And if you can't see that, I can't help you. It's like, no, stop your nonsense. Seriously. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles, okay? This is going to be a person that you are very drawn to because earth sign energy calls to earth sign energy. The energy of them is corruptive for you, okay? It's not going to help you grow, prosper, or live in your abundance. This is going to be a person that's purely out for themselves. And you don't need it. You just don't need it. You're going to feel drawn to them? Yes. Are you going to be drawn and and then draw away? Hopefully. Because you do not need to sit in that toxicity because their vibrational energy is just not attuned to yours. And then we have a Queen of Cups. Water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This is a person who is just way too emotional and wants to pull you down into the depths of their emotions, wants to make everything this drama, and it's like, oh my gosh, please just stop. You don't need it. You don't need it. This is a time of profoundly stepping into your power. And that will be tested by the people that you come across. That prosperity, they might have more than you, and you might think, wow, this person really knows what they're talking about, but it's just so not you. And you can get lured in by, but they're so successful, and they're so this, and they're so that. It's like, well, good for them. Good for them. As my mother would say, you should be successful at what you do. Let's move on, Let's not, lollygag here. And then just this viciousness and this sense of everything being a drama and everybody like needing everybody's attention and, oh my gosh, I need your help. And you're going to want to because you're a nice, good person, but they'll pull you down. And this person will just be vicious. And again, these don't have to be earth sign energies, air sign energies, water sign energies. This is the energy that they are embracing. You have the Ace of Pentacles coming in, which is beautiful. The Knight of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, and the Hermit on top of the Hermit. This is really a time of self-exploration. And 9 on top of 9, so you're coming very close to a conclusion of a cycle. You have the Magician coming through again, this time in the public arena, so you're definitely taking this gift of prosperity. You have the Two of Swords and the Nine of Cups. So yes, you have 9 coming through again, and this is things coming to a head. It's like, oh my gosh, this is where I'm supposed to be. Oh my gosh, this is who I am. And so here with the Ace of Pentacles, this is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you this gift of prosperity, of wealth, of a seed to be planted that grows into something mighty. In the Bible, they say have faith as small as a mustard seed. And I actually have mustard seed tattooed right here as a message from my mom, to have that faith, to move forward. And that's always what I see here with the Ace of Pentacles. It's like, have faith as small as a mustard seed, and the kingdom of heaven will be yours. It's like, if you have that smallest bit of faith, if you can see it, and it links us to the visualization, if you can see it within your mind's eye and have that faith within you to move you forward, all of a sudden, there is greatness coming. All of a sudden, there is power, and there is brilliance, and there is beauty moving you forward. And this is where you live. This is very comfortable for you because you are an earth sign energy. Okay, the earth and the planting. You might find that you have a green thumb, or you love being out in nature, or you love walking through pretty gardens, or things like this. They're going to be important to you. Look at what you are growing. And as you embrace this, the Knight of Wands comes forward. And the Knight of Wands is over the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is embracing your mind, right? The Knight of Wands here is embracing your passion. And both of them move very quickly. This isn't going to be a time where you like to lollygag around and things, but this can also be a time where you're not as comfortable with how quickly you are moving forward in things. Now, did I say Knight? This is the page, so I do apologize there. But there is a sense here that there is a speed to things. And you're not always going to feel as comfortable with the Knight of Wands with how quickly you are moving forward. You like things to be more slow, more steady, more well-planned. But there is a sense here of moving forward in your passion, in your fire, in your truth. And that's what you need to do for you. And then we have, as you embrace your emotions and as you're cleansed and as you move forward in your power and your brilliance of being, you have the Six of Pentacles. It's like things need to be balanced. I need to be balanced within my truth, within my love, within my heart, within my soul, within myself. And it's like, I can't give and give and give. And people can't always take and take and take. And me be left out of balance, out of harmony with me. So here, as you embrace this love, it's like you need things to be balanced within your life. You just do. And as you embrace this balance, you then move to the Five of Pentacles. The King and the Queen of Swords. One things that kings and queens are not, are paupers. The Five of Pentacles is feeling like a pauper, feeling like you are at the outside or on the outside of wealth. And you've felt that way for so long because life has been hard. It has forged you. And money is important. you know? So here, as you are moving forward, once I read, and this is really coming forward in my mind, it's like, you know how the saying goes, right, money is the root of all evil? Well, I read in a book, and it said the lack of money is the root of all evil. It's like being so desperate, so hungry, so so stressed out that all of a sudden you're pushed to things that you thought, oh, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. And it's that poverty mentality that keeps us from reaching our potential as kings. And that's going to be very important to look at and to address during this time. Now, it can be that you went through a time in your life or are going through a time in your life where the money isn't there, right? And as somebody who's definitely lived that, I mean, that's terrifying. That is terrifying. And you don't want to repeat that, or you don't want to continue that. But there's also this sense that comes. It's like once you start falling, you just keep falling. And all of a sudden it's like, I don't deserve wealth. I don't deserve prosperity. Or you become angry. And then again, it's like all that snow on top of you when all you're trying to do is get to the earth of it. Is get to the roots of you. This is saying, no, your heart is not a pauper. You do not have corrupt seeds planted within you. You are growing to astounding heights and brilliant truths. And you will not be held back or silenced or kept small and insignificant any longer. You embrace wealth. You embrace your prosperity. And it comes to you. Because you go from being a pauper, the coins fall, and you see all your hard work paying off. You see everything that you have sacrificed and worked towards paying off, and it embraces your prosperity and your celebration of yourself. It's like, this is what I've been working towards. And it moves you to the hermit, to turning inward and seeing that the greatest journey that you have been on is the journey of your soul and yourself. And the greatest prosperity that comes to you is the prosperity of your soul and yourself, the way you move forward. It's not letting everybody else dictate your life to you. You're taking the reins. And you are moving towards this beautiful, sacred truth. As you turn inward, you are empowered, you are emboldened, and you are exquisite. And then again, now in the public arena, the magician comes to you. You stand before the altar of your existence. Here, the world is in your hands. And you embrace the elemental power of the world, of yourself, of your soul, of the fact that you do not need to fight every fight or live in the past or, dream of the present in order to be happy. There's power here now for you. Again, you have the repeat of the number 1. There's power within yourself, determination, focus. There's this fight and this brilliance that is you. And that's what Spirit is saying to be very mindful of, because there's this beautiful fight to you. And, I always thought anger was a bad thing. And maybe being too angry is a bad thing, right? But anger drives us. It's like, oh yeah, you're going to laugh at me. You're going to think I'm a failure. You thought nothing of me. I'll show you. And that's part of where this comes from. It's like, I'll show you. But fighting every fight is exhausting. It's embracing our magic. It's embracing our brilliance. And it's saying, you know what? I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. I move forward in the power of me. And that is exquisite. I stand in the power of me. And nothing will stop me. No one will silence me. I am greatness. And in the public arena, as you do this, as you embrace this present moment of greatness and power and knowing that you are enough. And I know that sounds so trite to say, but when we say I am enough, it is not saying I'm exactly where I want to be and I'm never going to, try any harder. It's saying within me, within my very DNA of myself, I am enough to move mountains. I am enough to conquer my dreams. I am enough. I was made with enough. I am not a mistake, okay? I do not get to be overlooked. I am powerful, and I am looking at me, at the power, at the beauty, at the grace that is me. And no one gets to take that away from me and make me feel like a pauper in rags. No one. Because I am mightier than even I realize. And, sorry, getting emotional here. And it is so much more than you could even have imagined. To move forward in this fire, in this grace, in this determination. And in this sense of, it was a lie. It was a lie that was planted within you. That kept you small. That was one fight after another that makes you feel like, okay, when's the next shoe going to drop? When is it all going to fall apart? And the magician says, I have the power. This is like the spiritual emperor. I have the power to embrace my grace, to move forward in my truth, and to be astounding. And it's in the public arena, okay? You feel it, others will start to see it, and it's like, wow, it really is. And as you embrace the power, the brilliance, the beauty that is you, you see the world starting to open up. And you always thought there were just two paths, two ways forward. And now there's going to be so much more than just left or right. And you're like, oh wow, I didn't even think of that. Oh wow, this is so much more than I expected. And as you embrace this passion and you embrace this power, there's a brilliance that opens up to you. A feast, an emotional feast, a feast of joy, a feast of coming together, of thanksgiving of self. And for the whole world around you. And others see this so much more easily than you do. But there is this wish that is being granted. There's this greatness around you. And it is astounding. Because you are astounding during this time, Taurus. And it has been a long and hard road. But it has been a greatness well forged. And a beauty that is outstanding. Let's see what your spirit animals have to say. Taurus, December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Taurus. December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Taurus. December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. We have the bear spirit. Take time out to see the seeds that you are planting within your heart, the seeds that have been planted within your heart. Take time out to truly connect with your power, with your bounty, and to purge away the negativity. The owl spirit. You see clearly now. And this is you being deeply connected with the spirit animal of December. You see clearly. There's insight, there's understandings here that are profound. You're seeing beyond the masks of people. Has you very connected spiritually and with your spirit animals to the high priestess. And you see the greater truth. You see depths that others do not. Don't ignore it. Because with that energy and the energy of the magician, you're astounding. No wonder the King and Queen of Swords are here, because you're cutting through so much nonsense. And you're saying there's so much more to this world than most anyone realize. There's so much more here. The people cannot even believe it. But you are believing it. And the bat spirit. A rebirth is assured. You're being reborn into your power, reborn into your personage, into the person that you were born to be. You took a detour along the way. The detour is over. It's like, now it's time to step into your power, into your grace, into your beauty. Your subconscious message is the cow spirit. The miracles are endless. We like to think of miracles as fleshy, big things, and yes, sometimes they are. But there are a million small miracles every single day. The miracle of a child's laughter, the miracle of getting out of bed in the morning, the miracle of life, the miracle of love, the miracle of the earth around us. But because those happen every day, we don't take them as miracles, but they are. And now it's time to start to embrace and really enjoy the small miracles of life, because they're endless and they're exquisite. It brings you to your subconscious person message, which is strength, Leo energy. Time frame, July 23rd to August 22nd. This is strength through kindness, compassion. You're going to be very repelled, Taurus, through strength of brute force, and you will do, as I say, bully strength. You don't like that. It's like, do you know who I am, strength? And you're like, oh, please. Oh, please. Good for you. This is strength of compassion. This is strength of love, which is profound. And that's where you're pulling your strength from. Your subconscious chakra message is balance, the root chakra. You are balancing your roots. Your rooted self is becoming balanced, emboldened, and beautiful. And this is the balancing of the sacred masculine, the sacred feminine, the dual aspects of our personalities. This is the balancing of your inner self and of your greatest power. It is at your root. You need things to be in balance, Taurus. During this time when they are out of balance, they hit you hard. Your subconscious tarot message is the moon spirit. Is the moon. Illusions. The moon is a Pisces energy, February 19th to March 20th. You are looking at the illusions of things. You are looking at the moon. You are looking at what you desire. You're seeing the shadows. You're seeing the fear, the doubts, the chaos. And you're calling it out. It does not get to rule your life anymore. You are embracing greater truth, greater passion, greater understanding. You're coming to balance with the tame side of you and the more wild side of you. And you embrace a true and powerful grace as you do so. Fear, subconsciously, there's a lot of fear, okay? But there is also that sense of the fear doesn't get to control me. It doesn't get to name me. It doesn't get to own me. I look at that fear, and I see it for what it is. Something to evolve past. Something to look at and say, okay, I see you. But you don't get to rule my life. And then that fear turns into power. Your subconscious, to go deeper into your subconscious. We have the Empress. You see that fear, but you claim the throne. And there is a fear at times of claiming the beauty and prosperity and bounty of ourselves. It's like, what if I step into this greatness? And what if I fail? What if I can't keep it up? What if it's all an illusion? What if it is? But more profoundly, what if it isn't? What if you claim your voice, you claim your power, you claim your truth, and you rise? You rise like you never thought you could, Taurus. And as you do so, you are profoundly and utterly you. But you claim a grace you thought was lost. You thought, oh, that gets to be other people, not me. No, Taurus. It gets to be you. It is you. And you were born to it. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy. As we turn on a path so profoundly ours that it takes our breath away. As you turn on a path so profoundly yours that it takes your breath away, Taurus. As you release the purpur, as you say no more to the rags of life, the despair, the disappointment. It doesn't get to define you anymore. It shaped you, yes, but it's not where you're staying. You move forward in greatness, and you face the fears that make you feel like you can't get there. Because there is extraordinary here for you, and there is the extraordinary within you. Remember, ordinary, right, and extraordinary are astoundingly similar. And sometimes it's just being extraordinary, extra yourself. Embracing your power and your grace and your brilliance without caring what everybody else thinks and how everybody else judges. Move forward in you. So take a deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus.